Hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna be getting into your reading here. Doing this on the full moon in Aries, so see what energies are coming out here for you. These episodes that we keep getting into, one, two, three, four, just they're gonna be overlapping. So if you haven't watched one, watch it, and then that kind of carries into number two. And again, this is going to be more, focused on people that are, awakening or going through and needing healing. So, there's a lot that, are not interested in that. So, again, I just want to point that out before you continue to watch here. So, we're going to throw some cards in, just intuitively reading too, or just intuitive message here. Again, full moon energy. We've all been kind of going through a sense of really like purging these emotions out, and trying to feel trying to figure out what these feelings are all about, and why you feel disconnected, and maybe you are seeing synchronicities and numbers, and maybe trying to learn new things, but at the same time, this is an energy here where I feel like in the mid-October time frame, it is something here where things are going to pick up. I feel like the energy is going to speed up a little bit. There's going to be more focus on getting things taken care of. So this is going to be important into um, not really. I don't want to say the word slacking off, but when you are going through this energy, you're just trying to heal and this awakening here. Sometimes you get caught to where you're just kind of in a daydreaming type of energy, right? So you're just thinking to yourself what's going on, and unfortunately, sometimes it does affect our work progress, right? So things that we have to do to create this foundation. So there's a little bit of a, I would say, warning here not to get too carried away with. Um, you have plans here, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so planning is going to be very important, and your next moves. And I know that we talk about, like, get away from what ifs, what if this, what if that. But sometimes it's good to think about that, because it's a good time to also think that, um, what if something happens at work? What if you have to have a plan B and a plan C? Sometimes you have to have a plan D, you just keep going here, right? So some things that you initially thought may not work out, and you have to be really quick to adapt to something different. You know what I mean? So that's the energy that I'm picking up here, because things are changing. You're starting to open up to new ideas, but at the same time, it's like you're not sure if you want to pursue that, or something else. Okay. And also, it's just a good time to, we talked about gratitude here in the past, but it's still going to be a thing. What you don't have isn't something you should necessarily worry about, because you're going to be working your way towards whatever, whatever makes you happy here. And, what you do have, and that's what you need to be appreciative of, that, the support, friends, family that you currently have. And if you have disconnected and you're just, trying to get things through, look around and what you currently can appreciate right now, so that is another thing to look at. I do feel like, again, we do have Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles here. This is a sense of needing to get to work here, but it's like with an energy of feeling a little drained, a little confused, right? Needing a little bit of focus on what to do here, right? So, and that's why synchronicities and just the connection with your guides here is going to be very important. Let me get two more cards here. We have the Hangman and one more card. High Priestess. Now we do have, I feel like one of the readings I did, it was more of a connection here. Hierophant, High Priestess came out. These are counterparts, okay? The Hierophant can also be called as the High Priest as well. So, all right, so let's get started into this here. So we do have Temperance, and Temperance is all about, it is Sagittarius energy, and it's about patience, okay? So, being patient in this process here is going to be very important, but in this process, you have to really plan. You have the Ten of Cups up here, and you have the Hangman down here. So it's a present energy of focusing on what is your happiness, knowing that you can go and get that, but it's also saying here to look at something in a different perspective, and that might mean your work situation or current relationships. And as this goes through here for a lot of you guys, you're going to start to notice that you're going to become more disconnected, if you have not already. And what I mean by that is just the people around you, your coworkers and stuff like that. So it kind of gets even deeper in the energies here, okay? Especially with the eclipse coming up towards the end of October, eclipse in Scorpio. Those are things designed to take things out of your life. So I feel like you're starting to either intuitively feel that certain situations are going to end, and it's for a good cause. It's because there's something here that you need to start following your path here, okay? Now with the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and then you have the Hierophant here, I do feel like there's a focus, and it's more past energy. This is just the equal give and take situations, and again, this could be involving your relationships at home or at work, but there's just realizations here that just things in the past have not been even for you. And I feel like that's something, I don't want to dig too deep in that because my past videos do explain a lot of that, but it's just realizations of, not being breadcrumbed and understanding your value here, especially with that Empress sitting over there. So it doesn't matter the gender, just the fact that you're moving into your power, but at the same time, there's going to be a sense of sadness because you are letting go of quite a bit. But and it's also about balance for yourself here. That is going to be very important. Now, I'm also going to talk about light and dark energies, okay? Because sometimes, and again, I'm not a professional or whatever. I mean, this is just my experience that I'm talking to you guys about. But you have dark energies. These are not necessarily bad energies. And you have light energies, right? So there's a sense of balance here because there's always light and dark, okay? So it's you needing to understand that and focus on balancing that out. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that this is going, because you have Temperance, which is about balance. You have the Six of Pentacles, which is balance, and you have the High Priestess sitting over here, right, in the future energy. So this is being very quiet and processing things around you, and seeing who's good for you and who's not good for you. It's not like one of these energies where you find out somebody's taking advantage of you and you actually go to them and say something. That's not what's going on here. This is you looking at these situations and seeing what's good and not good, and just pulling yourself back, pulling your energy back, hangman energy here, okay? Now the Knight of Pentacles is this feeling of foundation here, because you are focusing on moving towards a direction here that is going to be good for you. And I feel like that kind of picks up from the episode 1 that we talked about, because it's going to be about foundation, and the foundation here that you're creating is going to take time, okay? So this is not something that's just going to happen in the month of October. So there's going to be a lot of work here. Seven of Pentacles, a lot of planting seeds in certain areas, and this may mean evaluating your current work situation and seeing, do I really want to do this? Because sometimes you just might not have the answer right now. This is something that you're trying to figure out, especially Hierophant and the High Priestess being over here. You've learned a lot. You went through a lot here that you were able to even help others, but at the same time, it's like it is a time for yourself and needing a time to find your own direction, your own purpose here, so that's the energy that I'm getting. And you have the Page of Swords up here too. It's again, we go back on learning, because my last videos, I think it was the full moon in Aries, I don't know if it was the part 1 or part 2, but it was discussing this energy about learning and trying to level up in a certain way. And when I mean learning, I think that it's kind of more tied to somebody here that is needing to find direction or needing direction here, right? And that's why we're bringing up synchronicities and learning numerology and what this all means, and tens and twos and ones, right? So ones are like new beginnings, right? So, and that's kind of the energy. This is where it's kind of going. It's a start of something new here. So that's why, if you heard in the past videos, and I'm pretty sure other readers have mentioned this, but it's like you are the artist here. You can create the lifestyle that you want, but there's a period of needing to really go within yourself here, especially with Temperance and Hangman, and seeing what is your happiness, what is your true happiness, what do you vision yourself to be in, that is going to be a dream for you, right? And I feel like that puts you in the Empress status, because sometimes in the past we've always had this, we maybe were brought up this way, but it's, going to work and coming home and married, kids, and that's it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's everyone, a lot of people are doing that, right? And that's fine. But I feel like whoever is listening to this feels like there's something more, right? So there's something more that you either want to give to the world, or maybe there's something more that you want to do for yourself here. So I feel like that is the energy that I'm picking up. All right. So Seven of Pentacles in the near future, I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be focusing on, you know, what you want to invest your time and energy into, but also just be cautious about, because these energies here, and especially what, this full moon energy is bringing in, gratitude is going to be pretty big, and just, it's a good time to just, if you can, assist others, talk to others. And we talked about in episode 1, it's like pay it forward, right? So that's the energy that you want to, it's all layers, right? So this is all kind of coming together is what I'm trying to say. All right. Um, I do want to clarify just this Seven of Pentacles over here and just see if there's any more information on that. We have Death here. So I do feel like it is Scorpio energy, and you have the Ace of Cups underneath there. I do feel like there's just something here you need to focus on and see if this is something that is going to work out. I am picking up just an energy here of being cautious, like I said in the beginning of the video, because when you, let's just say example, you're in a work environment, okay, and you you're around your coworkers, you've known these people for a long time, just again, just example, and you're going through something, this is a sense that some of you guys have been not really giving 100%. And I'm not saying that you are trying not to give 100%, just that your energy level's low. You're trying to just get through the day, you know what I mean? You're trying to get through the day, get your paycheck, and just trying to, so you can have that time alone, so you can, I feel like a lot of you guys are just, when you get to that point of having that alone time, you're just taking a deep breath and just kind of like letting it loose, just a big sigh, like you're able to be with yourself, but I feel like this energy is also being picked up by other people. Okay, again, look at, you have the um, Six of Pentacles up there, and also when that happens, people that are not going through this, not going through any sort of awakening, they look at this and see you. They don't see you sometimes as being like, oh, this person's going through an awakening. They're not looking at it that way. They look at it as, oh, this person's slacking off. You know what I mean? And I feel as though this is when you have to ask the what ifs. What if your performance is not good? There's not, you could end up losing your position. You know what I mean? So you have to start looking at it that way. And it's this, that's the energy. It becomes like this survival mode, because if you don't get into this energy of making things happen, establishing the foundation, focusing on what you want to work on, then what happens is you start losing a little bit of control in certain areas. And you have to kind of start thinking, what if you lose, and what are you going to do? What's your plan B? What's your plan C? So this is the time frame of really developing a schedule, a plan, what you need to really focus on, so if something does happen, you know what to do next. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so very these synchronicities and listening to your guides. And again, if you're unsure and you don't want to really feel that presence, you guys will know. So they won't show themselves or show that presence if you're scared. Okay, but for those that are not, you will feel a presence next to you, and it's going to be strong. I mean, like for me, um, my situation that I went through, I didn't really say this. I mean, sometimes when I do say get into this stuff, you have to, some people might even listen to it and say, what type of weed strain are you smoking today? I mean, I get it. But it is, it's a sense that sometimes you just don't know what your next direction is, so you know, I remember, just being very lost, just not knowing what was I going to do the next day. It's really what it came down to. It's like, okay, I got this going on for me. I started seeing, just the people around me just didn't really fit in well. Whatever I thought I had a plan on, it wasn't working out, and it becomes to a point where you just don't know what to do, right? And sometimes, and not to say this is not anything about religious or religion or anything, okay, but it did come to a point where I had, I ended up, I was in the office. I don't know if you guys listened to my how I got into tarot, but this is a point when I was living, in an office space, and luckily enough that this office space had a, a couch bed and everything. So it was kind of like a setup in a way where, the universe kind of hooked me up here. But at the same time, I was so lost, right? So I didn't know, no one, there was nothing here that taught me anything. I didn't know at the time what even spiritual awakening was all about. There was no information. Even if I watched tarot videos, there was nothing that said anything about spiritual awakening. Everything was just about, your ex is coming back. That's the only thing you would hear. So it became a moment where, it was night. It was very dark in the office. They only had those automatic lights that are on, and it was just that moment where I felt empty and didn't know where to go. And I just remember just me on my knees and praying, and that was the first time. It was the first time that I was looking up and just asking God for any sort of guidance, just begging, and it wasn't even, like, help me. It was more like just asking for forgiveness, because wherever I was at this moment, it was like, what did I do to get here? You know what I mean? And not saying that, don't feel bad, because what I put myself in here was I put myself in here. This was my ass that I did this, right? So but just looking back at my younger years, like, what did I do to collectively get to this level, and and I remember just feeling this. I won't get into details what I was also saying, but I remember feeling this very strong energy. It was as if the ceiling was kind of not there, and it was just like this white energy, really big white energy that that I felt, and it was like really, you can feel the energy kind of coming through your body in a way, right? And I didn't really know what that, what it meant at the time. Okay, and I'll kind of skip a little bit of this story, but I initially thought, I did lose my grandpa and my aunt and everything, and I started thinking like, okay, maybe they, they're helping me here. I started believing into that, right? And I still do, and I still do, and I started to really, over time, I said, this energy is a little bit different though. Like, it's a very strong energy, and I didn't really come to it, at the moment. But as days, weeks kind of went by, for some reason, I kept feeling this was a very, again, strong energy, and I started seeing more synchronicities. Things were just kind of, the answers were coming towards me in a way, and even if that was towards dreams or whatever it was, right? And then all of a sudden, I had this, enlightenment moment where I ended up getting a feeling of Archangel Michael that came in, and when I said his name, it was like the energy just really got stronger, if you know what I mean. So that kind of confirmed that it was his energy that was there and then guiding me, and that kind of led me towards different paths. And even when just meditating and stuff too, there was a time where I would be a little bit stuck as well, and I would have to understand, where do I go? No one's here helping me. I was just fully alone. No one, financially, everything is, it's me. You know what I mean? Even trying to figure out what to eat. You know what I mean? It came to that point, and sometimes I have this vision of just me walking. It's like this little cliff. I don't know if it was a cliff or like just this area, and you can see like the sun in the front with the. I remember seeing a tree here on the left side, and I just see this younger version of myself, standing over there first, and I'm walking to the left side, and I can see, that is me. And not gonna lie, it was a younger version of like the little chubby cheek version of me. But and I remember putting my hand around the shoulder, and I looked, I was looking at my younger self, and I just I wanted to tell my younger self, this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But as this innocent person's, younger me version's looking at myself, I couldn't say anything. And the only thing that really lit the fire in me too was the fact that I looked at myself and said, I'm not going to let you down. That was the moment that changed everything, when I was able to look at myself and say, I'm not going to let you down. And that was the moment where I just said, I'm about to haul ass and start making things happen. And and that's the energy. This is what we go through these these energies here to really trying to find our direction and purpose, and I feel like each individual will find their own way of doing things. Okay, so anyway, that was just a message maybe you need to hear if you're feeling lost or needing to find which direction, and and all that stuff. And like I said, I don't want it to become a religious thing. This is just you know, obviously I have Ganesh here, and this experience, this journey that I've been on is just that I respect all religions, and that's just the way I am. So anyway, I'll stop there. But you do have the Ace of Cups here, so there's definitely energy here of love, and I feel like you are not only going to receive it, you're also giving it. Just loving yourself a little bit, and also giving it to others here. It's just a good time to come together. I feel like that's going to be a lot of the energies here, is us coming together and trying to help each other move forward here and sharing our experiences, which may help one individual. And that's what we need to stop looking at sometimes too, is that we feel like we need to do everything for everyone, but sometimes it's just that one person that needs to hear it, and maybe that one person can help another person. It's gonna keep coming out in these videos, because that enables change. Yeah. So that is what I have for this series here, and I'm going to next one will come out on Sunday, and we'll check out the energies there, because we're going to be coming up closer to the end of October into November, where energies are going to be a lot more clear. I think right now is just trying to clear things out and end things that don't serve you. Okay, so we do have the fruit bat that's coming out. We do have the snow leopard underneath. I kind of want to, let's see here. It's number 12. So it says kindness. It says choose kindness, which isn't always the easy way. Kindness will always be repaid. Consider others in your decisions, especially those with less power than you. Repay your debts, spread the seeds of goodwill, and your fortune will grow. Okay, I do want to pull up the snow leopard here, number 15. It says the watcher. It says, take the high road. Do not sink to the level of low vibration. Observe the situation closely before acting. Being silent is an option. Ethics is a number one concern. It is best not to continually draw attention to yourself for the sake of filling up your ego. A little mystery is a good thing. Okay, so that is your oracle, and this is your reading here. And if this did help in any way, please do hit that like. Feel free to comment. And later in this week here, I did implement a schedule here, so you're going to start seeing the fire signs, when things are going to be posted. So keep it a lookout for that, and we'll see you. You guys have a good one.